Welcome back to, this is going to be kind of an integration of the many little bite size that we've put together so far so that you have a form that you can practice and that can feel like a cohesive set of movements for you to practice. Just even with the first 6 moves of the Chen style. And so let's just begin here today with 3 of the moves called Return to Uji. 3 settling moves. 3 breaths. And this is how we end our forms with this movement. And then we go now into these moves that we've bit by bit, bite by bite, we've built up. Opening move, turning out the right foot, coming into pound mortar, wrapping around, and tie coat. And as you see in this setup, I'm like a mirror to you. So this is where we're shifting to the right, and you can treat me as we're facing forward like a mirror. Come into single whip, opening out, and then this movement again of pound mortar from this direction. So a little repeat with a little difference. And at the end of the second pound mortar, return to Uji and stepping into Uji stance. And now just take a look over your shoulder and see that you can take a look over your shoulder. Maybe step back or step in a way where you don't have to crane your neck too much to look at the screen. And I'll give the prompts for the moves as we do the movements here facing the wall. Opening move. Stepping forward into pound mortar. Wrap around. And tie coat. And here you might just take a look over. Yeah, we're all in tie coat. Even our head is a little bit turned towards the right. And then 6 sealing. Four closing. And single whip. And shifting our weight back for another Buddha's Warrior Attendant Pounds mortar that's going to bring us to face the back wall. And return to Uji. And in your own practice, you can come gradually to face the back wall. I'm just going to step a little bit more to the center. And you might like to turn and face the screen and see what it's like to follow along from behind. So this is more of what it would be like. Often we learn Tai Chi watching people's backs, following along from behind. And as we finish in pound mortar and take a return to Uji, stepping the foot into Uji stance, can rejoin facing the side wall, facing the other side wall. I'm just going to step to adjust so that there's enough space. And then repeating again in this direction. Pound mortar. Wrapping around. High coat. Six sealing. 4 closing. Single whip. And our final pound mortar to the front. And stepping into a return to Uji. Taking a moment just to land after having toured the form in all 4 directions. So that's just an example of how these 6 moves, they really have so much already in just these 6 moves. So much that we can practice and repeat. And by stringing it together into the 4 directions, they just naturally flow one into the other and give us that sense of a substantial cohesive form that we can do enough times to kind of get into the feel of it. And if the 4 directions doesn't particularly work for you, you can always just repeat it in one direction 4 times, for example, or have your own warm-up or your own application that you use in addition to the 6 moves of the traditional form. So here we'll practice again the 6 moves just facing to the front. And you may notice some some nuances or some like, oh yeah, that's the way the move is, that when you were at the side or following from behind might have been like, recognizing where you're unsure can then become an opportunity when you return to the practice facing front to pick up on some more details you might not have noticed before. So here we go. From Uji stance, opening move, hands float up, fingers long, sweeping over to the right. Flipping the left hand skyward, making the fist with our right hand as it comes up. And down. And just noticing there that we land on our heel. Wrapping around. And tie coat. Six sealing. Four closing. Coming around, being good to our knees. Opening out into single whip. Shifting back. Again, being good to our knees. Making the fist. Coming up. And down. So I'll just model that again. So from where we're here and we come down, we're going to land first on our heel and then put the toe down and return to Uji. One more time from the front, just to see that landing on our heel as we come up. And we land on our heel, because this can be a strike. So we're going to land on our heel. Bring that in. Another detail, we could just go on from here. Another detail just to notice that sometimes people miss. We wrap around and tie coat. Six sealing. Is the placement of the foot here as we come into four closing. So we fall onto our right foot and our left foot comes up. And if we were to put down the left heel, we would be in Uji stance. And so you can just check if that happens. Feet parallel, right in normal Uji stance. And then that sense of pulling up the back heel. And here we are at the end of four closing. And we might as well bring this one home. So go ahead and into single whip. Remembering to turn in that foot for knee safety. And coming on in for pound it. Return to Uji. And we'll end with just making it an even 3. Return to Ujis. And congratulations on making it thus far. And in terms of practice, what would encourage is to get comfortable, get familiar with these first 6 moves. And then you'll have a wonderful foundation for going further into more bites of digestible Tai Chi form practice.